good, Mike? Yeah. All right, guys. So I want to welcome both of you back to the QBE. We just get some opening comments on being back out here and competing again this year.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm excited. This is my third time playing this year. The first couple of years I played with Lexi, had a great time. This year she's at the U.S. Women's Open. But I've got a great partner here in Cameron Champ, and I look forward to the week competing with him and playing and enjoying the week here. It's an awesome week, a great cause, and I've always enjoyed this event.
Yeah, same on what Tony said. This is my second time playing. Didn't play last year, so again, just happy to be back. It's a fun event for us. Again, team golf and just a different format. Again, it just makes it a little more fun since just about every single event we play is just regular stroke play. So weather's a little nicer here than back home for me. But again, just to be able to play with Tony, have some fun this week, enjoy ourselves. Obviously, the beginning of the season comes up pretty quickly. So.
As two of the longer players on tour, how do you see your games meshing this week?
Yeah, I think it'll work great. I mean, I think iron-wise we're pretty much the same. Maybe a few holes, depending on who goes first or what, we can kind of try to, play a little more aggressive depending on the format, which is fun. Again, this is just a fun week. It's relaxed. We're not sitting there stressing over shots. Obviously, alternate shot depending on if there are any bad shots hit. Can put us in some tough spots, but again, that's just the fun of it and the fun of the format and the event.
Yep.
How did you guys hook up? Who made the first phone call, or was it how did two of the power hitters get together?
Yeah, I got in pretty late. I committed to this pretty late. I had COVID back in October. I was looking to add some events towards the end of my season, towards the end of this calendar year, since I had to miss those two that I would have normally played. So because of that, I looked at adding Mexico last week, which I did, and then this one, just to get some more reps in. And Cameron was available to play with. We actually have the same manager, Chris Armstrong. So he kind of coordinated it, and he said, hey, I think it'd be great for you guys to play together. And so that's pretty much how it happened, and it happened pretty fast. And so here we are.
Is this a golf course where you guys can unleash?
Yeah, I think whether it's a golf course that is or not, we're going to unleash. We know what the people want to see, and we played together yesterday and seemed to be hitting pretty much driver on every hole. So we're definitely going to be sending it, whether it probably calls for it or not.
A lot of times with the teams, you don't end up with two longer hitters, and the short hitter is always like, oh, hey, this will be great. He can bomb it down there, and I don't have to worry about it. How does that, different for you guys when either one of you can step up in it? How much of an advantage is it, especially depending on the format?
Yeah, I mean, again, obviously, tomorrow we can play a little bit aggressive depending on who wants to go first, which I think both of us really don't care really who goes first or second. So, some holes, depending on the wind, we can, try to maybe get up a little further. It's really, majority of the holes, it's really out in front of you. I mean, you can't really overpower the place. Obviously, the par fives, you can have, not 3 woods in, maybe a 2-iron, 3-iron, or 4-iron. There's really, the only drivable par 4 is, what is it, 13?
Yeah, 13.
But you have to get the right wind. So it's really just straightforward. It's really, again, no really overpowering, but really just taking advantage of the par fives.
Yeah, I think we'll make a great team.
Fellas, for both of you, what did the experience of going through post-COVID help you in any way going into next year? What have you learned? What have you dealt with, especially you getting COVID-19? What will going through these past 6 months help in any way or change your thinking in any way going into 2021?
Yeah, I don't know how much it changes. I did my best to follow the guidelines really throughout the year. I happened to get COVID and still don't really know exactly how, but I felt like I did my best to be as safe as possible. I was wearing masks often, and I just don't think that's going to change. Just experiencing COVID, I think I just have more of a respect for how strong it can affect somebody, because I was affected by it for probably 7 to 8 days, and it was quite strong. For someone like me where I heard if you're kind of young, mobile, healthy, it wasn't really a big deal. So it was actually came to a surprise, as a surprise to me that I was symptomatic, and then that I was out for a week straight. They didn't want to get out of bed. I had no energy, and so I think just the strength of it. I think I understand some of the precautionary measures that we've taken as a country, and maybe some of the guidelines more so. But whether that was the case or not, I don't think much has changed for me. My family, we try to be as safe as possible, and that's going to continue moving forward until the ones that know more about it change the guidelines.
Anything you learned from the last 6 months that might change anything you do next year, or?
No, I mean, nothing really. I mean, pretty much what Tony said. I mean, as far as, everything goes with COVID and the guidelines and restrictions and making sure staying healthy. But as far as golf or, week-to-week basis, I don't really think it changes much. Obviously, it may not be going away anytime soon, and regulations and restrictions may stay the same throughout the beginning of the year, or who knows how long, maybe all year.
A lot of Uber Eats still for next year.
Yeah, a lot of Uber Eats
or
still.
DoorDash.
But no, I think, again, for me, I don't think it's really going to change anything as well. You really just kind of go about things the same. Obviously, again, you're being safe, wearing masks, and doing what you're supposed to. But as far as like a week-to-week basis on tour, I don't really think it changes much for guys.
Did you guys have any problem producing energy when there were no fans?
Yeah, a little bit early. I will say I did. Yeah.
Anything you can do differently for next year, so maybe it doesn't feel like a practice round, or there's something that you can do to self-motivate yourself?
Well, I just think I got used to it. It was mostly just for those first few events. When I went back out to Colonial, I did notice on the weekend just how low I felt like my energy was, and a lot I feel like due to just not that energy and the adrenaline that comes from hearing people, seeing people, the grandstands, and just what that comes with. After hitting good shots or bad shots. But I think I was able to adapt after a little while, and played a lot better golf after that. So I think I've adapted. I think most of us have adapted to not having people around, and whenever they do come back, I think I speak for most of us. We miss having fans out there and having people out there. I think championship golf is made to be played with fans and with that type of energy. But we've been able to go about it in a safe way on the PGA Tour. I'm proud of Jay Monahan, all the guys at the PGA Tour that make the decisions. I think this has been great, a great decoy for a lot of people. In a year that's been really, really tough, and I think sports is a great way to kind of distract you from that and play, and I'm happy that we've been able to entertain some people in a tough time.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
Cool.
Perfecto.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Any camera.